This is a day in the life of a touring musician. Here you can see me waking up in my bunk bed on our tour bus, peeling myself out. I'm going to the back lounge, putting on my shoes, my jacket, getting ready to start the day. Here's our lounge. Either everybody else is already up or maybe they're still sleeping. Anyway, I'm grabbing my bass and my luggage and I'm headed from our tour bus into our hotel room where we're spending the day. Some hotel rooms are really nice. Some others, well, they get the job done. Throwing my bass on the bed and getting ready to start my day. I do spend a lot of time on my computer, replying to emails or work on song ideas. After that, I try to get a little workout in. If the hotel doesn't have a gym, just have to make it work with what I have. I have a couple of elastic bands for that, and so I'll work out in my room. Then it's time to take a shower, because it's not much time until I have to start getting ready. So when I'm dressed up, I grab my bass and start to warm up a little bit so that I am ready for our show. This is a beautiful bass my friend Jimmy Palmer built me from 111 Guitars. Well, look at the time. I now need to grab my stuff that I need for the show, mostly my stage clothes, and get ready to meet up with my bandmates in the lobby. Depending on the situation, we either have a van that picks us up from the venue or we call some Ubers that will bring us to the venue. Here are the shiny tour buses that we travel with. And when we get to the venue, there are fans waiting for us with gifts or requests for photos, or that we sign some stuff, then we go inside. And the hardest part at first is to find where our dressing room is. And here we are, the rest of the band was already there in a meeting. Now it's time to familiarize ourselves with the stage setup and get a good look at the venue. We then get ready to do a little sound check. So it's time for me to get into position. We usually don't do a long sound check because our crew is usually really good and they set it up for us and test everything. But sometimes, depending on if we have a new crew or if it's a special venue, then we run through a couple of songs to make sure everything works. After that, it's time to get ready for our meet and greet, the Accept VIP experience as we call it. Here we are getting ready, signing the autographs and the set list. And then our VIP guests come in and they're always very happy to meet the band, share their stories, how long they've known the band, how many concerts they've been to. They bring their own things that they want us to sign, usually some albums that they have, or some shirts or concert tickets, and we chat with them. It's always a fun experience to be one-on-one with fans and hear their stories and see them really excited. Then we take some group photos, which will then end up on our website. Then when they leave, they get a little goodie bag and a nice goodbye. And then it's ready to get dressed. There's usually not much time between that, so here we are already on our way to stage. Our guitar tech gives us our instruments, and then we have a little ritual before we get into position to start the show. And then it's the funnest part of the day, actually playing the show on stage. With all the traveling and sitting around and being on buses and airplanes and dressing rooms, I always say, you don't pay me for the time on stage, you pay me for all the stuff that's in between. So this was another amazing show that we just played. Our crew then grabs the instruments for us, and I do my usual pick throw, where I film myself throwing my bass picks into the audience. It's always a fun thing that I post on my social media. After that, I'm taking a happy and sweaty walk.
That was a show.
Back to the dressing room, and then we're being picked up and brought back to our hotel. The rest is pretty boring. I come back to my hotel room, get ready to take a shower, freshen up, and then it's time to pack my bags again and head back to the bus, where we will be spending the night again on our way to the next city. We're actually only in the hotel room during the day. We sleep on the bus at night while the drivers bring us to the next city. So here we are, it's probably around midnight where we're headed back to the bus, putting all our luggage underneath and it's time to get on the bus. I actually enjoy this part a lot. I feel very comfortable traveling on the bus. The bunk beds are comfortable. It's usually also very clean, and it's a fun way to travel. I usually keep my bass and a few personal belongings in the back lounge. After that, I usually hang out a little bit in the front lounge with some of my bandmates just to goof around and conclude the day. But then it's already time to go back to bed, because tomorrow we're gonna do the same thing again in another city. And that was a day in the life of a touring musician. Good night.